Lucozade Energy, energizing Gambia.
Well, over to news from outside the Gambia. A second French soldier serving in Mali has been killed in action. Harold Ramsey and 20 rebel fighters died during a fierce firefight. Reports from Bamako suggest the war has now entered the final phase. Let's look at this report for more on that.
He was 33 years old and belonged to the 2nd Foreign Legion Parachute Regiment, the same that had dropped into Timbuktu. Harold Ramsey was the 2nd French soldier to be killed in Mali. He went down in a fierce firefight with Islamic radicals. During the fighting, one of our men suffered mortal injuries. The firefight lasted until the middle of the afternoon. The terrorist elements were pinned down in the area and more than 20 were killed. The operation that cost the life of this soldier began here in the middle northern region of Mali in the Ifogas Mountains. It is here that the jihadi fighters have been hiding out. Some 150 French and Malian soldiers had been trying to flush out the rebels from this tough terrain. 20 rebel fighters were killed. Paris issued a statement that it was a delicate operation that could go on for some time. This is a complex phase. We were expecting resistance and we got it. There were violent clashes yesterday and perhaps more today. We are determined to do this job and our soldiers have been superb. A month and a half after the launching of French operations in Mali, the conflict has entered what Paris and Bamako are calling the last phase. France says it wants to finish the job securing all of Mali and arresting all the radical jihadi fighters. And now France has been joined by Germany, which will be sending 330 soldiers to Mali.
300 supporters of former Ivorian President Laurent Gbagbo have stormed streets in various European countries demanding his release. Prosecutors have meanwhile started stating the charges they plan to prefer against him, who is awaiting trial for the role he allegedly played in the violence that followed the disputed election. We have more in this report.
300 supporters of former Ivorian President Laurent Gbagbo living in Europe took part in a demonstration in front of the International Criminal Court in The Hague Tuesday to defend their former president. No Gbagbo, no peace. The international community must release Gbagbo. He did nothing. It's Ouattara who should be here. Sarkozy should be here. Inside the International Criminal Court, Laurent Gbagbo is getting his bearings. The former president, who's accused of crimes against humanity, appears to be in good health. The International Criminal Court has until the 28th of February to rule if there is enough evidence to put Laurent Gbagbo on trial for trying to stay in power through sustained and deadly attacks against Ouattara supporters.
We will show that Mr. Gbagbo and forces under his control are responsible for the deaths, rapes, serious injuries to, and arbitrary detention of countless law-abiding citizens, civilians who were perceived to support Mr. Ouattara.
Laurent Gbagbo is the first former head of state to be handed over to the International Criminal Court to answer for his actions during his mandate. 3,000 Ivorians were killed in post-election violence between December 2010 and April 2011.
And over to the Middle East, Tunisian Prime Minister Hamal Jabali announced his resignation on Tuesday after failing to reach an agreement on the formation of a new government of technocrats. And the monarchy in Saudi Arabia has sworn in 30 women members of the Tahrir Council. The revolutionary step sparked protests from conservative clerics. Let's look at this roundup news for more on that and other stories.
Prime Minister Hamal Jabali announced his resignation on Tuesday after having failed to reach an agreement with his party, the Islamist Ennahda, on the formation of a new non-partisan government. He is stepping down despite calls from his party and the rest of the coalition not to do so. Mr. Jabali became Prime Minister after Ennahda won the first free elections in Tunisia's history. On Wednesday, Mr. Jabali met with Rachid Ghannouchi, the leader of Ennahda, to choose his successor. Mr. Jabali's resignation comes in the midst of the country's worst political crisis since the revolution. Israel's former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tzipi Livni, has been nominated as the new Justice Minister in the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. She will be in charge of reviving stalled negotiations with the Palestinians. Since the beginning of the month, Mr. Netanyahu has been piecing together a new coalition government following his narrow victory in the January 22nd elections. The nomination of Ms. Livni was expected. She had built her campaign on a platform of reopening negotiations with the Palestinians. Saudi Arabia's monarchy took a revolutionary step on Tuesday. In front of King Abdullah, 30 women took the oath to serve on the Shura Council. The women will now join its 130 male members, despite protests from conservative clerics. Saudi Arabia's government is entirely appointed by the king. The only elections are municipal. Beginning in 2015, women will have the right to vote in these elections, as well as to stand for office. Bulgaria's Prime Minister has resigned following 10 days of protests, which escalated into violence on Tuesday. Prime Minister Boyko Borisov said he would not participate in a government whose police beat citizens. Protests against high electricity prices, which doubled last month, have taken an anti-government turn. Tensions reached their highest pitch on Tuesday in Sofia, where 28 people were injured in clashes with police. Protests elsewhere in the country have left one person dead and another in critical condition after he set himself alight in protest.
Well, we now take our second break. We'll be right back.
You can visit us at our state-of-the-art banking hall headquarters at number 50 Keraba Avenue or call 4399-144 or 437-8489. We have various branches and implants within the Greater Banjul area and throughout the length and breadth of the country. The branches are Tabokoto, London Corner, Cow Junction, Bakote, Brikama Nyambai, Brikama Haulakunda, Bansang, Soma, Farafene, Bara, Basse Highway, Basse Santusu, and Fatoto. All in all, we have 41 branches just for your financial convenience. At FIG, we have 7 mediums through which you can send and receive money worldwide. MoneyGram, Money Express, Connection Express, Lee Direct, Western Union, RIA, and Wari. Don't just send and receive. FIG it.
Africa coast to Europe fiber optic submarine cable ACE has gone live in the Gambia, coming from the Atlantic Ocean to wherever you may be in the Gambia via Unique Solutions' own nationwide broadband wireless network. It is time to experience connectivity in a whole new way. Time for a change. High capacity wireless broadband for all. Welcome to our unique world of digital innovations, ushering in next generation super fast wireless internet at broadband speeds with unlimited usage at no extra cost per megabyte, making Unique Solutions your gateway to the world when you want it. Get the best value for money internet connection today from Unique Solutions. Get to do more but pay less. For further information, call us now on 4390-424. Unique Solutions, your award-winning service provider, celebrating Gambian service excellence on a global platform. Unique Solutions, an ACE consortium member.
Well, from that, we now turn our attention to the weather report courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Hello viewers and welcome to the weather forecast with me Alhaji Abubakar Dabo. Very cloudy conditions prevail during the day. Now let's have a quick look at the